from the return of the Midas to Chapter 4 map getting leaked. Here are 24 secrets coming up in Fortnite Chapter 4. Please like, subscribe, and use code SMJM. Donald Mustard posted this image few months ago, and you can see this is obviously the 0 point, and it looks like this 0 point is in space. Now, this was posted on Twitter in Season 2, and that confused a lot of people. What is the 0 point doing in space? Also, you can see the debris around the 0 points as well. And most importantly, if you look at the 0 point, you cannot miss the cracks on the 0 point, or should I say fractures, which happens to be the name of this live event that we are going to get. Also, we found this image in the files as well, and if you look at the cracks on the 0 point, it looks very similar to these cracks. But this pretty much confirms that this image is of this live event that we are going to get, and at some point during that live event we will end up in space. Now, my guessing is that at some point during the live event we will go to space, and now we know that the 7 has a base in space as well. I think the Fortnite map is going to explode at some point, and we all know at the end of every chapter there is a downtime waiting room. Like, for example, in Chapter 1 we had the black hole, in Chapter 2 we were stuck in the ocean, and I think now in Chapter 3 the downtime waiting room is going to be on the moon, and I believe the 0 point will slowly merge all of these maps together to create a brand new map. The leakers are suggesting that we are going to have a merge of 3 different maps: Chapter 1 map, Chapter 2 map, and Chapter 3 map. Because if you look at this live event reward, which is a back bling, if you look in the middle, that looks like a Fortnite map, and right in the center it looks like the 0 point, and also you can see like little dots which looks like stars. So my guessing is at some point the 0 point will bring all of these debris together to create a brand new map, and this is a concept someone made. You can see the Chapter 1, Chapter 2, and Chapter 3 map coming together, creating a brand new map, and this is going to be our Chapter 3 map. We are also obviously going to get brand new locations as well on this map, and we might have a possible leaked images of these locations, and these images were found in the imposter mode. You can see right here, these are the locations that we have never seen before. You can tell these are obviously Fortnite locations. If these leaks are true, it looks like next chapter we are going to have a lot of mountains, huge canyons, kind of locations that we had in Chapter 1, where we had huge Viking mountains, lot of big hills, and if you remember that valley near Tilted Towers, we really haven't had those kind of maps on this chapter, and it looks like Fortnite wants to bring that back because everyone loves Chapter 1. Here are possible locations we might get in Chapter 4, because HypeX tweeted this all the way back in Chapter 2, and at the time he thought these were all locations that's coming up in Chapter 3, and now that we're coming to the end of Chapter 3, we never got these locations. So there's a possibility these locations could be for Chapter 4, and if you look at the names, you can see a lot of really cool locations. We've got Canoe Shop, and here's a really interesting one. We got Dragon's Maw Cave. Now, we all know that next chapter we are going to get flying rideable animals, and this might be a huge leak because we know that we are getting those animals, but we don't know what kind of animals they are. And if this location is coming in Chapter 4, this pretty much confirms that we are going to get dragons next chapter. Also, what's interesting about these locations, if you look at them carefully, they sound very familiar, especially if you played Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. These locations sounds like different versions of the locations that we had in Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. Like I said before, there is a possibility we might get a merge of Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 and Chapter 3 maps. Haunted Hotel sounds like Haunted Hill. Prison, obviously the prison from Chapter 1. Hydro Power Stations, remember this location. So we might get old locations back, but they might be very different. Paradigm is actually the one who's going to mastermind all this, because obviously Herald is out there trying to destroy Fortnite, and Paradigm obviously escaped the Fortnite map. She has actually actually left a bunch of messages saying that she has a plan to save Fortnite. She just needs more information about the 0 Point. And the only person that knows everything about the 0 Point is the scientist. The scientist has been researching the 0 Point for hundreds of years. But unfortunately, scientist has been consumed by the Chrome. We saw that in the trailer. But according to Paradigm, the scientist has hidden a bunch of his research around the Fortnite map. Now that Agent Jones has all of those informations, he was having problems sending those messages back to the Paradigm. But thanks to Bush Ranger, he has a plan to send those messages using the reality tree. Because if you don't know, the reality tree is connected to the 0 Point. And that way they can send those information and also receive them so they can execute whatever this plan is. Now, everyone is asking what is going to be the new mechanics when we get to chapter 4. Because obviously we know every time we get a new chapter, we get a brand new mechanics. For example, in chapter 2, we got swimming and also fishing as well. And in chapter 3, we got a lot of brand new mechanics. First of all, we got sliding. And once Fortnite introduced no build mode, that was when we got mantling, we got sprinting, and also we got extra shield. Also, let's not forget, we got tents as well in chapter 3. Basically a mechanic that allowed you to store weapons from one game to another. Now, I think in chapter 4, the biggest mechanic we are going to get is going to be first person mode. And we know this is because Tabor Hill, a well-known YouTuber who has someone on the inside, and every time he leaks something about a brand new season, it always comes true. Now, recently, Tabor Hill made a video about chapter 4. In the video, he revealed that he already knew, even before Epic announced it, that next season was going to be chapter 4. He said he was going to make a video explaining everything, and then Fortnite just announced that chapter 4 was coming. So he made another video saying that he knows 3 informations that is very important about chapter 4, and soon he's going to make a video about that. But if you look at his thumbnail, you can see right here he's put this concept map, and you can see right here this view right here is from a first person mode. And I think this is Tabor Hill teasing us. He already knows that we are going to get a first person mode next chapter. Now, if you want to know more information, click on this video on the screen. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and use code SMJM.